y'all, welcome back to Lay It on the Line. It's your girl Jamila, and today I have two guests with me. And today's topic, we're going to talk about being a father. But before we get started, I want you guys to subscribe, hit the like button, and make sure that you share these videos. So let me get you to introduce yourself, and then we're going to jump right into it.
I'm OGC No from OGC TV, and good friend of the channel and the family. Active black father in America, which is a strenuous process at certain times, but I love it.
All right.
I'm Courtney, better known as Super Tight or Tight.
Do you have social media, Courtney?
Yes, I do.
All right, let them know where they can find you at.
You can find me at Super Tight PYP. You can find me at Section8 Clothing, or you can find me at what's my last one? We ain't gonna worry about it. You can find me at them two for sure. You know, that's on Instagram. All the name is the same, and that's where you can find me at.
All right, and OGC, you
Yes.
have a clothing line as well, don't you?
Yes, ma'am, I actually do. Zoo Life Clothing, and Zoo Life kind of embodies the thought process of if you're a minority in America, you live in a zoo life. Because whether they tell you or not, they look at you like a wild animal. And if your wild animal, spirit animal, ever gets too wild, they're going to lock you back in the cage or even euthanize you like Harambe. So you can have your fun and be wild and beat your chest, but you just live in zoo life because you're not in the jungle. Like, you can't do whatever you want to do in these folks' arena. You in the zoo. Like, you can.
Tame the zoo.
Right. Civil disobedience is one of the campaigns that I run.
All right, so I have these guys here because I made a video on TikTok. I did share it on Instagram and Facebook, and the topic was, can a woman teach a boy to be a man? And I got a lot of feedback from my followers, and of course a lot of people said no. I think one person had told me a bird can't teach a duck to swim.
Right.
So I do have some men here, and we're going to talk about how they've experienced being a father or just being a boy growing up under parents. So first of all, your parents, were your parents married when you were growing up in the same household? Did you come from a two-parent household?
I came from a two-parent household.
Okay, OCG.
I came from a partially two-parent. It was actually split up in the process, so they were two people there, but they weren't always as one, which caused a lot of misunderstanding as far as the whole process that we're discussing is involved.
So let me ask y'all, do you think a woman can successfully raise a man?
Honestly, no, not by herself.
Okay.
It takes a village.
Okay.
Point blank period.
I agree with him. It takes a village, you know, because some things a woman can't teach the boy.
Like what?
Like what?
Yes.
Like how to be the man, how to go out there.
Oh, when to be a man.
Yeah, when to be a man, when to stand up, when to go do manly chores, things, their duty, you know, what they're supposed to do, protect, provide.
What kind of man to be? Like, are you Uncle Tom? You stand up, you field, or you in the house? Like, you don't know, like, that he need to have a position. Like, it's certain stuff that I can't put in a child that a woman has to do. Like, I could raise a child, and they'll be productive, but they're going to be missing certain stuff if they don't have a woman.
So let me ask you this question. So since y'all two, and it's just two of y'all ain't every man in America.
Right.
True.
If men feel like, and I say men because it was so many men that had strong opinions on my TikTok. If a man feel like a woman can't teach a boy to be a man, why are there so many single women? If a man feel like a woman can't teach a boy to be a man, why are so many men okay with having children and leaving these children to be raised by these women? What do y'all think gonna happen? What is the world gonna come to if you have nothing but single women raising boys
I feel
to
like
be
the
men?
black woman cut a side deal with the government to get rid of us, and that shit hurt. Like, it hurt us as a culture. Like, the whole WIC program, the whole food stamp, the whole we will give you rent as long as not a black man comes through this front door. It made y'all start looking at us differently to where it was like currency or possible family. And it's like, shit, I want me. I get me. Yeah, if they want me to just get rid of him, fuck that. Fuck Darnell or
But
whoever. You know what I'm
is it so
saying?
easy to just give up? Because if the government gonna give a woman a means to take care of her children, then a man could just really step up and be like, you don't need that assistance because I'm here. As long as we're two together building, then we could take care of our kid without that assistance. Or if the man chooses to take care of his child and he's struggling, the government will provide
And
the
what
same for
social
him.
structure is gonna let a black man just like rise like that? A stand-up black man that has values. What what social system gonna hail that king and let him rise in society? Like, I just want to know where you could, like they say, like in court, they call out cases to make their point. What history lesson have you ever seen where so many black bitches got the opportunity to rise above the ranks?
Well, I say that I think that if the let's leave the government out of it, just go with like you say, just the man step up. What if they are stepping up, but mom and dad not probably seeing eye to eye, and it just go their separate ways? But then what you're trying to instill or what you're trying to do, she is not allowing that to happen because she feels some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that if the two parents can come together and get it together and come up with a neutral ground, then it can work.
That usually don't happen until emotions are no longer involved. Because when a woman, I can't speak for all women, but the black woman, because I know a lot of black women, when they get mad, they become vindictive and they're gonna do something like, oh, you hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt you. And the first thing that they're gonna think about to hurt you is to hurt your pocket, but like, it's a battle of the sexes nowadays. It's like, oh, well, you pick that nigga. Well, most of the time the dude is the one that approaches the woman. So you can't get mad at the woman because you was looking and you led with your emotions or your physical, you was looking at booty and you wasn't paying attention to character. You didn't take time to get to see what her background was like, and you just went out and you was irresponsible and you got this woman pregnant, and now you got this crazy ass woman that's gonna be raising your child. And if you don't do what she say do, the government will allow her.
That's where we going.
The government
That's why
will,
I involved them.
A woman can go down there and she can file child support.
Into thinking it was a better life than building.
No, I ain't even talking about the welfare part. I'm talking about the child support part. A woman, just because she is a woman, the government says that she gets the right to the child because a child's supposed to be with the mom. That makes everybody think that a mom is more valued than a father is. Because if we go to court right now, I could have a good job. I could be making $100,000. You could be making $100,000. But because I'm the mom, not because I'm a better person, not because I have morals, not because I came from a good family, but just because I'm a female and I'm the mom, they say the baby deserves to be with me. And you have to prove that I'm unfit for them to give the baby to you. So that part, I don't think that is right. As an
intelligent, sophisticated black woman, can you honestly say that these are just coincidences, or this is a systematic approach? Yeah, it's here, it's there, it's here, but it all has the same.
You don't need a man.
Right. Yeah. Not no black one, at least. But if he can't take you out of your situation, because he ain't got no situation. We incarcerated 3/4 of his brotherhood. That's why his whole, structure is depleted. Like, we made sure he don't have the resources he needs to thrive.
But we as black men, we should have come together and start competing against.
That's what I'm saying. We've been
I was just wondering, whatever happened to back in the day? We had the Million Man March, or you had the Black Panther.
People were proud of
so they were doing everything to make these rights. You know what I'm saying? So you had men that came together to get rights passed or bills passed or whatever. So why aren't men coming together? Like, you know what? This system is messed up. They're allowing this woman that I know is unfit to raise my child when I'm the better parent. But now she don't have to get a judge. She can just go file child support. But I have to get a lawyer.
Of me, not we. They tricked us into. They weaponized our music. They made it cool to destroy ourselves. How do you get rid of your biggest op? They stronger than you. They actually smarter than you. Trick them into killing themselves. Like, let's make the girl ones hate the boy ones, and then let's make the old ones not respect the young ones, and the young ones so wild they kill themselves and the old ones because they don't care. They kamikaze pilots. Like, yeah, they'll
So
eventually
who
eradicate
controls the
themselves.
music and social media
Jewish
and
Jewish people, like Kanye was trying to tell you, they own these record labels. With all of this hip hop music, there's a rich white man that don't have nothing to do with us sitting somewhere profiting from all of it. He don't even understand what's being said. All I know is y'all destroying yourself, make a lot of money for the family.
Don't know
Yeah.
the culture or where we come from.
If you
so let's
kill,
think about it. You got country music, um, you have rock and roll, you have all these other musics or whatever, and then you have hip hop. Hip hop is the only music base where they talk about going to jail, selling drugs,
right?
fucking hoes.
There have been country singers that have gotten caught
Rich
on
baby
cocaine or whatever, but it's not a
and getting
scandal.
the nigga for his money and all of that, right?
Right.
Do you hear Taylor Swift singing about, oh, I'm a sleep
Send
with
a
him
hit.
and take his money?
Send a hit to Katy Perry.
You know what I'm saying? Do you hear any country singer talking about how he gonna go rob somebody and take his money? Hip hop is the only music, rap music and hip hop, even R&B has gotten kind of raunchy, but it's our culture that's singing about all these derogatory things.
Who taught us to be however we are? Whatever we are as a culture, we don't have our own identity. So somebody taught us to be the way we are. Somebody taught us to like always like challenge each other and never like champion each other. Like if this
But
nigga
I
got
blame
ideas, that
us
nigga
because
that idea
when I
ain't
was
that
little,
good.
my mama didn't let me listen to that crap on the radio. I was young. It was inappropriate. My mama made us listen to music that I didn't like it. She didn't let me listen to
My
rap
pops would
music
talk
going
shit
up. I
if
couldn't
the
even watch
if
certain
the
movies
show I was watching,
on TV.
all them white folks
I
on the
would go
damn
back to
TV,
the
like
90s with me.
watch black people.
I would go back to the 90s with me with being involved in music, knowing music, listening to music. They got rid of the KRS Ones. They got rid of the Public Enemies. They
Right.
got rid of
Well, I'm saying, look at the algorithm.
yeah.
They make
they got
so
rid of certain
sexual
rappers
perversion
that
is
was
going to
on
rush
the
to the
Black
top.
Power, that was on the movement of keeping us together,
Yeah.
to keep going, and then all of a sudden, not to say he done it, but the music started to change when Two Loud Crew came with this.
They were trying to ban them, like take them all the way off.
And
Luke
they
is the
should
reason
have.
we have sexually explicit lyrics. Like,
Yeah.
let's put a label on it as opposed to taking it out. Period. It's still art. Just let the folks know it ain't for everybody. This is adult art.
That's where the explicit lyrics come in.
And it's like, don't put me in these situations and then be offended when I describe them. Like, yeah, this the type of stuff that happened in the substandard living conditions that the systematic oppression has placed me under. Yeah, this is the beautiful picture that the government has painted.
But I still feel like it comes back to us as parents because we are responsible for what our children listen to and what they watch. So
to a certain
daddy not
extent.
being in the home, and I'm not saying that daddy is choosing not to be in the home, but when you don't get in a relationship and stay with that one person, you leave yourself open to allowing other people to raise your kids.
Right.
And when you allow that mom
Absolutely.
to raise her kid by herself, if she working every day, she might be tired when she come home, so she's okay with the baby being on the phone.
One parent is
looking
always
at the
going to
internet
get something
all day.
wrong along
You know
the
what I'm saying?
line.
So what are they learning?
Right.
This is teaching them stuff. All they see is like a teenager. All they see is, ooh, I can
government
shake my
and
ass
media
on the
is
internet.
deciding
That's
what
gonna
they
give
see.
me a rich baller. You know what I'm saying?
And the reason why certain rappers pop up in their population, because they've passed our test. Oh, you wear dresses? Oh, you publicly say that you're having sex with your cousin and that you eat booty. We're gonna make sure you guys get in the algorithm because we like somebody talking about that. Kendrick Lamar, he can get lost in the shuffle. We don't need nobody talking. You can shoot what's his name, Nipsey, in front of his store because we need them to know you could give back to your community and still get murdered. Don't start thinking that that's something you should do. What you need to be thinking about is fucking one of your fat booty cousins, or even putting a dress on if it match with a gun that you're thinking about using. That's what's cool and that's what's populating. So that's what they're hearing. That's what's controlling their mind. They only letting it populate because it's giving a message that's coinciding with their embodiment of to emasculate the black man.
But who's responsible for listening to that?
It's every parents. It's the parents, because if we could catch a hold of it and say, hey, this is not what it is, sitting down.
You think positive artists not trying to get out there?
Huh?
But they're not gonna give them the exposure that they
the
need.
person that's perverted is getting. We're gonna make sure your record break.
I'm not what you say gender bashing or going here or there, because I have no problem with either way. But like just say with my boys, right? When they would come 5, 6, and we watching TV and a certain scene come on,
Close your eyes.
close your eyes or go back there. I'll tell you when to come back.
I might
You know
even
what I'm
change
saying?
the channel till it's over
And
with.
now it's like you really don't know in these movies today. You really don't know when that scene finna come and which way it's finna go. You know what I'm saying? And then it's up to us to say, hey, no, go in there. You know, like when our parents used to tell us, grown folks talking, shut your mouth and get out of here.
Right.
I seen the kids
Because they allow
get,
kids to be
Yes.
kids. Now children are exposed to too much too soon.
but I watched the kid get like exaggerated with a trans person, and I felt them. Like, I don't even know what to tell you, but I understand what you feel. Like, cause he just kind of like was a little bit angry. Like, I'm watching TV, and this guy's dressed like a girl, but that's a man. Like, he looked like what?
And
I
now
was
you
like,
have to have a conversation and explain
Yeah.
that to your child.
Yes, exactly.
my
That's why
point to
parents
society is
come in.
how I'm gonna correct him, and that's how I feel.
It is nothing to be correct. It's just an explanation.
Right.
You know. So let's get back to, can a woman raise a man? So I personally, just because I have a son that's is a man now. He's 22 years old, and I've had conversations with him. I don't know that I can say a woman can successfully raise a boy to be a man, because you have no control over what a person takes from you. I can teach him everything, but when I said this on my post, you can put a man in his life to have positive influence that can teach him how to stand up and pee, because I can't teach you how to stand up and pee, but I can have somebody come. Your daddy can come in here and teach you how to stand up and pee. I might can't teach you how to change a tire, but my homeboy might can teach you how to change a tire. So that's me as a woman. I'm giving you the tools that you need. I can give you all the game because I'm a woman, and I can tell you everything that you need to know about how to take care of a woman, how to go to work. You see this. You see your mama go to work. You see me pay bills. You see me take care of the house. You know, I might can't cut the grass, but I could pay somebody to cut the grass. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can teach you
like a coach.
everything.
I can tell you how you need to cut the grass. Like,
Right.
make sure the lines are straight. Make sure you get out there and go about it like this.
Right.
That's on the mom side.
On the
right?
mom's side.
That's a
father's
cheat
side.
code. That's a
On
very
the
good
father's
process.
side. On the father's side, he should be coming to say, hey, this how you change. Come out here with me.
But the great thing
Yeah.
about
I
young
go back to
boys,
my stepdad, like one thing that I got from him, which I told you I called my stepdad my father. And one thing I remember this story, like I probably could have been about 8 or 9. And I'm sitting there with my mom, he in the kitchen cooking. And he was like, Whitney, bring your ass in here. And I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I get up, he like, go get that pen over there. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, what you want me to do with it? Go get that butter over there. You know?
teaching you.
Yeah, he was
And
like,
it was his mannerism, the way he
come back,
treated
said
you,
the
talked
most
to you,
funniest thing.
everything.
He's like, I'm teaching you how to cook now.
So you ain't got to depend on no
So you
woman to
gotta
cook
depend
for
on a
you.
woman to teach
That
you how to
part.
cook, 'cause look
Come
at
on.
your mama now, and I'm in the kitchen.
Come on.
I bust out laughing.
Come on.
You know, and I was like,
Come on.
and like I like to cook.
And I was
that
just
is
making
crazy.
that point
Yeah.
before he said that. The great thing about young black boys is all you got to do is what you just said. Provide them with opportunities, men that they see. As they get older, they're going to pick who they respect and who they like. And kids have their picks. And when the older they get, they have more freedom. Hey, can I go to such and such house for the weekend? Can I go with him? If the family finna split up and go to the same restaurant, can I ride with him?
Yeah.
And if you put them in the right people's presence, boys know how to put themselves in the environment that's comfortable to them. Like my uncle such and such, he is a hunter. I want to learn how to hunt. I love to be around Uncle such and such. He teach me about knives and all of that. But all you had to do was let him be around your brother.
Right.
Like have them around. We gonna pick what we like. We don't like everything.
But
So-
why would that be considered like, well, you ain't teaching them how to be a man because you had to, that's the
can't.
same thing.
We don't
If
know what it
I'm-
means to be a woman. I don't know what a woman goes through when she's pregnant. I don't know how it feels. I don't know what a Braxton Hicks or whatever. I don't know what that is. Like you're speaking like hieroglyphics.
But you could still be a woman without ever experiencing pregnancy.
I respect everything about being a woman, even the mastectomy, all of the whole aspect. I don't understand it though. I've never had any of those.
So do you think
feelings.
by you being a man that if you had a daughter and she lived with you that you couldn't teach her how to be a woman, a
I
respectable
could
woman?
raise her and she would be a productive citizen. She would be missing certain things from her personality that I just can't
Like
give her.
mannerisms and
Like
stuff.
she'd be hard.
But you can put a certain woman in her life that teach her when you sit down, you cross your legs. You know what I'm saying?
East Coast women are way harder than what they need to be.
For me, that would be I say, yeah, you can teach your daughter, and you can tell her, and you can give her
Tools that she needs.
Yeah, her tools. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
the mom can give the sons the tool, the men can give the daughters the
And
tool.
we don't know.
But it's up to the mom
making this
on
girl
that end to explain.
undateable.
She may like, Daddy say this, Daddy, he's so hard on me. Well,
what we try to do, make sure our daughter tough, make sure she know how to protect herself, and then she out here so masculine that she turning men off. Like, man, learn how to let somebody take care of you.
But women do that too. Like, I'm gonna give you an example.
We go over because we don't know how to cuddle and nurture, baby. Just
you can tell when a person have been through some things because of how they teach their kids. Now, I don't know what my mama went through. My mama been married to the same man forever. She got married when I was in high school, but she was dating that same guy since I was in elementary school. And I have my dad. You know what I'm saying? But I personally feel like just because of some of the things that my mama said to me, some dude hurt her. Some dude did her wrong because everything she said was, you know, like, well, she gave me good advice. Like, you don't sleep with every guy that you get with or whatever. As soon as you give a dude something, or if a dude be nice to you, this is one thing that I didn't like that she taught me because it caused me to miss out on a lot as a young woman. She was like, when a dude give you something, he gonna be looking for something in return. So don't accept nothing. If you can't afford it yourself, you don't need it. That was great advice. However, some men don't just give you stuff because they're looking for something in return. Eventually, they gonna want something. But some men genuinely are raised to be good men to spoil their woman. So if I meet you and you're nice to me and you want to buy me something, I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I don't know how to receive a gift from you because I've been programmed.
Exactly.
If a man give you something, he gonna be looking for something, and you ain't trying to give it up to everybody.
But it's not always something what you think.
No,
it could be your companionship.
No.
It could be just being in your life more.
That's what she was saying. So it's like she did. And for a long time, I used to get mad because I know a lot of girls, they be with dudes and they be getting all of this. I'm like, what y'all hot? But I'm not comfortable receiving anything because I've been programmed to think if you need it, you get it for yourself. Because if a dude gets you something, he gonna be looking for something in return. Or how about you get a job and you work and you buy what you want? Because if you get married and this man is telling you you ain't gotta work, and the minute he decide he don't want you no more and he leave, that's his stuff.
Mama wasn't completely right, but Mama wasn't wrong though. Anybody who give you anything in life wants something. Whether I just want your attention, I might want your companionship. I wouldn't have gave you this little toy on the fucking playground if I didn't want to spend my doggone recesses with you. Yeah, it don't have to be a physical thing, but I want something. I want like more notes in class. I want you to start giving me that little look you give.
No, I know that
I want something,
so
but
it
wasn't fully expound on. She wasn't wrong.
Men are easy. No offense, no shade. Y'all are easy. As long as you think that you're going to get something, you're going to be so nice and you're going to be so generous and you're going to do everything because y'all weak.
As a child, I'm like that. I roll to places I don't really want to go. If they agree that after this, I'm going to eat somewhere and you're going to grab me like some shoes. Oh, hell yeah, I'll go to the doctor's office for $8.
You done rode to Missouri City for some butt?
I'm in here falling asleep so I can get some new phone posits or whatever.
I think
Cutting grass.
When he meets a woman, I think he automatically comes in.
On the spoiler.
As a man, that's something we learn. You have to sacrifice to get what you want.
You know, like I was saying, I think we come in caring more in the beginning, and then it takes the relationship to go on.
Yeah,
and then once it go on, it depends on how we're being.
We will risk our safety and freedom just to be able to like wine and dine you and like make you like being around us. Like I risked a lot more than what it's worth to be able to buy you this bottle of wine and like drive you around tonight. Like please have a good time and ask me to do this shit again.
But you know what? That's really cute though, and I think that love should be that way, or courtship should be that way. You know, spend your time with somebody that you really want to spend your time with, but take the time to get to know that person. Don't let your guard down too soon. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where people make mistakes. Oh, we all caught up in this happy feeling and this lust, and now you done got this girl pregnant and you don't even know that she crazy because you're lusting after her.
What's the intention behind it? If you didn't, people always say that when you're dating their child or something, what's your intentions with my child?
Yeah.
Like y'all like each other right now. You planning on doing something, or you just having you some fun?
Right.
And
Well,
as
state
people,
your
we need to
intentions
take
up front.
ourselves more important and
Yeah.
start being like that. Like what we on? Like we just like providing each other like with an escape or whatever, or we really like trying to learn each other.
Yeah.
Because if we are, that's a whole different vibe.
That's where honesty come in. But let's get back on the topic. I want to discuss about like fathers and stuff. So another video that comes to mind. Last week we talked about it with me and Miles, the boots on the ground little girl. She's 4 years old. She be dancing. Miles was like, no little girl that's 4 years old should be popping the hips or doing anything like that. One of the comments under my post, they was like, where is her daddy at? Do you feel like, because I don't know if dad is in the picture or not.
What if he in prison?
I don't know where the daddy at. I'm just saying, like, do you feel like if the dad was in the house that he would allow his 4-year-old daughter to be popping her hips on
He
camera?
would be more vocal about his position on it. There would be a healthy male aspect on it where you wouldn't have to deal with all this speculation if he was present.
As if he was present. Yeah, I agree with that. Like if he was in the house.
That's why it's important.
I don't think he would allow
Just to represent in the debate.
You wouldn't allow your little girl to be, where them fans
And
at?
even if he wrong, he has the right to be wrong in his child life. But if he not there, he can't have a position.
And if that's what mom is teaching, or mom is maybe mom doing it and she picked
Yeah,
it up
I think
from
mom think it's cute. I don't think that she thought for a second that it was sexual or that it was inappropriate. Like she clearly thought it was cute, and now the internet is tearing her up. Like
That's why I feel like we got
it's cute when
tricked
it's just
into
her
being-
dancing, but now she's going to shows.
We
Now
got
she's going
tricked
to
into
venues.
thinking each other is enemy. Just because we didn't work out, don't make your dad a bad person. Like he really got his stuff together, but I don't feel like he's gonna be faithful to me. That's a hard thing to say for somebody when you hurt, and that's a lesson that you need to implement into them kids. Because you may, in dismissal of this person, make these children not take like really ear to what that man is trying to teach.
Yeah,
because
like
they
you're
roll their
indirectly
like,
turning
my
them
daddy
against
don't
the
know
dad.
what he talking about.
Yeah.
He think he this and this and that. No, that's a very live person. Is he faithful sexually? That's above y'all pay grade, but like that has nothing to do with
mom
the
and dad
other.
need to be on the same page.
Right, there
and
needs
they
to be
need
an
to know,
amicable
like,
respect
even if
between
we're
them.
not together, we're gonna be together when it comes to you.
Right.
You know,
I
like
agree to
that part.
The ideologies are the same. So I can't let my personal feelings for you cloud how I raised this child. Like,
Yeah.
now listen to your mom. Don't you ever let me see you dismissing what she said. What she told you to do?
That's what you're
Why you're not
supposed to
doing
do.
it already?
As a father, that's what you're supposed to do. That's just like with my son. His mom, she told him to do something, but I had heard her tell him this multiple times.
Yeah.
And then when I got ready to pick him up, we leaving, and she asked him to do it. And then I watched him just get in the car.
Mm-mm.
Is it because moms are passive?
Right.
I
Or
was just finna get
He knew he can get away
he knew
with
He
it.
could get away with it.
And you didn't check it
And
yet.
didn't
So
check
it's like,
it.
oh,
So
you,
it was like,
you
nah.
gotta be checked.
Get your ass out the car.
yeah.
Go in there and do what she told you to do.
But
So dad presence is important.
Mhm.
Okay, it's funny because I was just talking to my grandson and his mom on the phone on FaceTime, and she was telling me how the baby got in. He only 2, but he already fighting at school or whatever. So I think she said that they told him that he was supposed to get in the corner, and he didn't want to get in the corner. And she was telling him to do something multiple times. So I stopped her. I know that people don't like for you to tell them nothing about their kids or their parenting, so I tread lightly. And I told her, I said, hey, from experience, when you tell him to do something and he don't do it, you need to pop his ass. Because if you say, hey, do this, kids are calculated and they manipulate.
From a
At
child
2 years
of a
old,
broken home,
he's already
mom
manipulating.
is there without my daddy. She's sweet. Like,
You need to tell.
I'm good.
Don't tell him multiple times.
I would have
because now
never
his head-
tried half of the stuff I did
I
as a
could do it
teenager because
3
my father
times.
was no longer in the house. My mother escaped him, and I was like, "Oh shit, I can get down. Like I can get away with whatever."
That's how you
Like,
thought?
That's what my mind was on. We were in a new setting. We came from South Park to Sterling Green. This the suburbs to them. They trust me. I can leave out the house and go wherever I want. Ain't nothing finna happen out here that wouldn't happen on MLK. I'm good. And my
I
daddy
didn't have that
overbearing
kind of
ass is
mama.
not around,
Yeah, I got
making
my
sure
ass.
My
I'm
mom was the
keeping me
overbearing.
disciplined.
Yeah.
I can get away with whatever. She don't know what happens in man world.
So
I can
did
tell her I
Dad
was in a
come
basketball
back?
tournament. he started intruding, like just popping up on
Uh-huh.
some, just showing her that he'll trick me into giving him my house key and he'll go get one made so he could come in and out. And it started to be like, damn, if I smell Black and Miles, he here. So shit, I get this feeling like, oh damn.
So why do you have a fear for dad that you don't have for mom?
Because he was a dictator. It
And
was
mom
his,
wasn't?
nah,
So moms are softer,
would
just your mom was soft.
moms are softer. Like they not like violent.
Mhm.
Like they'll pop me if they have to, but it's not their first reaction. My dad punched first and then teach you why I had to knock the wind out of you. And that's something only men feel like that. We like guns, we like action. Something happened, I feel like we hit the TV.
Yeah.
We think that's the way to fix everything. Hit it. It's acting funny. Pop that shit. The harder
It's
you
so
hit it, it
funny
might
that
come
you
on.
say that because I literally was on the phone with my son's dad and we were discussing my son, like I have some issues with his behavior or whatever, and he was telling me, he gave me an example, and he say when he get disrespectful, because I had a problem with him being disrespectful. He say I don't condone that, but he was like, what you gonna have to do? He was like, your son fear you.
Mm-hmm.
You just
You
don't
gotta stand on
realize it.
business.
He say what you gotta do. He say right here. He say when he get disrespectful with you again,
Bop.
walk up to him and he say don't punch him as hard as you can, but punch him good enough.
Neutralize
But
his
he say
ass.
you got to do it right here. He say his mama did that and it changed his life.
I'm telling you.
Why is it that I got to get violent for you to listen? Why can't you
It's
just
the possibility of it.
I think
Like
that's
I
it.
know I'm wrong, but I know you love me too. And I know it's only so far this gonna go. You gonna fuss at me a little bit, and I'm gonna say
But
you're
if
right.
you love your mom, how is that fair?
We
that
don't know we doing y'all wrong.
How
we
you don't
just
know
getting
it?
away with what we can get away with because kids are gonna try it because that's what kids do. The little girl is gonna get whatever she can get out that daddy because she daddy little girl. She gonna milk his ass, and she knows she taking advantage. But if she can get it, she gonna get it. If I can get away with it, shit. Hey mama, you gonna make me some gumbo too?
So let me ask y'all a question, because it's clear that the dad presence is needed.
Right.
Because dad is more of a disciplinary
Right.
in most
And
cases.
it's like not
and
like
mom
you
is
can't
the
do it.
softer
You don't know
one.
when it needs to be done. Like punch him.
What advice can you give? Because y'all, well, you have younger kids. Your son is grown, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how old is your oldest child?
25.
And how old is your oldest?
26.
Do you have more than one?
Just one.
26 and 25. Okay, so y'all are experienced parents.
Mm-hmm.
To this camera, if you could give advice to parents, whether it be mom or dad, both of them, as a dad, with dad being important and needed, maybe the mom and the dad, they can't get along. Maybe they didn't know each other. Maybe it was a one night stand, but you have a child to raise. And some women have been raised, whether it's by TV, internet, mom, dad, the government. You don't need a man. You can do this by yourself. But like I was telling y'all before we started recording about that one reel where the woman, her caption was, I don't need a dad, or I don't need a man. And she walk off and she got maybe 3 or 4 boys following her and they popping their ass. And it's like,
But
you
she
don't need a
promoted
man.
that.
She
She posted
But you
that.
got she posted it.
She
and
posted that.
your kids is your boys, your sons are
That-
walking behind you, bouncing they behind. So what can you tell somebody that's struggling with, I don't want to be a single mom, but I am, or I don't want to be out of my kids' life. Like my baby mama is giving me so much drama, F her and them kids. How can you take your experience and maybe tell it to somebody else before they make a mistake of allowing their baby mama to raise their child alone?
Be mindful of what you let that child witness. We always use it as a cop out. Like, don't do all that in front of these kids. And when we don't want to argue about a certain issue, but we both parents need to be very mindful of the respect we either gaining or losing by these personal conversations we letting these children become privy to.
Yeah.
Because we could say something to each other and we'll forgive each other because we love each other. That child always gonna remember you went there and you said that to my mama. Like, you that type of person. Now, it's going to be a time when you really need to reach me and you don't have that connection no more because you lost my respect being personal when you should have been keeping it professional. Be very mindful of what you're doing because you're a teacher and a role model whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
You come in there drunk and you tripping, you on program. I'm watching you. Ain't no do as I say, not as I do. No, this is what a man do when he come in late. Like, nobody better not say nothing. Like, damn, I'm supposed to do people like that? Like, I don't
Yeah.
want the whole house scared of me. Like, I don't want to be a tyrant. And you got to be mindful because it's reasons these girls turn their ear off on my daddy. Like, was kind of abrasive. Like, you had a point, but they cut you off a long time ago with all them cuss words. Like, I'm used to the abuse, so I got the lesson, but you wouldn't have lost all your audience if you wouldn't have came in so hot. Be mindful of what you let these children see.
Right, and if you cussing at your woman, then what are you teaching your
And
children?
then you go to your child
It's
and be
okay
like,
to be cussed at.
don't disrespect no woman.
Yeah.
Like,
But I see you cuss my
coming
mama
off
out
like a
every
real
day.
hypocrite, bro. You telling me not to do this, that, and the third, and I'm watching you come home from doing this, that, and the third.
I think the verbal abuse goes on both ends. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids can hear what the mama say to daddy, and
Think it's okay to
and
talk
think
to
it's
a
okay
man
talk to a
crazy.
man like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Then they get out there and get choked and don't know why they done got
and I
choked.
bring this up not to bring it up, but the Dutchman and the Dior, you know, that was a sad situation.
What's that?
Dutchman and Dior.
What's the story? I don't understand that one.
What's Dutchman and
They
Dior?
went on live exposing each other.
Oh, the guy with the girl, he told her he was gonna kill her. He stabbed her.
They still ain't.
I think she got stabbed and then he
What was
shot
the
himself.
whole disagreement about?
They haven't released the.
But is that the story? The dude with the goals in his mouth.
What's allegedly the
That's
story?
allegedly the alleged story. Well, it ain't the alleged story. They got on Facebook.
It was live.
And they was exposing each
So
other.
they're in a relationship.
Yes,
and
they
it's-
married. I
married.
think
They're
they
married.
just had a baby that's
Chill
not
out.
even 1 year
They're
old.
married.
Now,
And
we talking about watch what the kids see. You letting the outside world see your personal life unravel.
And
And you think that's healthy?
My point is that that was totally uncalled for on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna show you that it goes to how we was talking about earlier. The women are being raised to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
The men are raised like this, and that collided. I think that maybe if she would have probably just backed
Shut
back
up.
a little bit and shut up, then he could have got his point across.
They was exposing way too many things.
But it didn't go. I think he lost his point. I mean, he lost his mind when she exposed one thing that I don't think had nothing to do with what they was actually.
Supposedly he was on a down low. I think
No,
is
that's
what.
not
But when
That's
are
what
we
I heard.
like
His
such
cousin-
enemies
his
that we
cousin-
doing that
his cousin
though?
is online now, and she is saying he definitely wasn't gay. They were best friends,
Mhm.
and he set him up. Killed.
Oh, he didn't kill her when she said that, cause she
I
was
know,
saying
but
that.
was the main.
But he was warning her, telling her to be quiet.
Remember,
At
he
the
told
end of the
her-
day,
he said, remember
whatever
she
flaws
mentioned
my
that name?
exes had,
And she
I
said, I ain't
picked
gonna
them.
say
She
nothing.
say, I ain't finna die over that child.
Yeah.
You know.
When
But
are we gonna be
she had
men
already
and
exposed
say-
because his family was like, why would she say that?
Yeah.
How can I
You know
expose
what I'm saying?
any woman I've been with and I picked her? Whatever problem she got, I'ma hold her down on that because I chose this crazy bipolar whatever.
Okay,
and
the
that's
story
my
was they
bipolar
exposed Each
whatever.
other on cheating. That's what they were exposing
Why I'm
each
doing
other
it
on.
online?
wasn't
Why do I need to talk to them about what you do?
I think she started it, and then he went
He-
on
yeah.
live, and he
As
started
a man,
saying,
you
but he was
lead,
drinking.
you lead, get her off that
Now,
internet.
when you drinking
She taking
and when
y'all
you
personal life
smoking,
public.
popping pills,
As a man, stand
you're
up.
you impairing your thoughts
Judgment.
and your judgment. You know what I'm saying? So for one,
He should have
I
led
don't know
her.
if they beat up each other all the time, but everything was a joke to her. It was all funny,
part, that part.
you know. And the things that he was saying, I wouldn't have been laughing about it. And she was like, "Well, shoot, you told my secrets, so I'm gonna tell
And
yours."
she told the wrong secret.
I would have never, me as
that
a
was a cry for
woman,
help
I would
on
have.
her concern.
I don't think that was a cry. I think she was just being petty and trying to take it too
But
far.
his reaction, he probably act like that all the time.
No,
and
that
it
nigga
kills
was
her.
he wasn't even on the lie. He was over there drinking and minding his business. He told her to shut up, and she didn't shut up. So the last thing she said, she was like, "Oh,
She kept
well,
going
I ain't-"
further, right?
Yes.
See,
So then
she
he came
needs
over there.
the reaction. I'm gonna go
and-
public and have these folks in the conversation, and I bet your ass gonna get riled up now. When I say this in the living room, you able to shake me off. If I put it on Facebook and everybody who thinks you so cool find out you do this little weird ass shit, that's when I'ma touch a nerve or whatever.
Well,
Why
she
you
touched more
gotta
than
do
a
By
that?
that point in time, too many people were on the live and listened. So now
And
it's
he
all
heard
about-
what she was reading and
yeah.
everything.
And now it's all about a point of embarrassment.
Yeah,
Right.
pride.
Who
Yeah,
wanna dance
yeah.
with the devil in the
Yeah.
pale moonlight? You really make this person flip out and they crazy as they been projecting. You ready for that? Like, I ain't trying to get Steve McNair because I done played with a girl feelings or whatever, and she accepted defeat, but she finna kill me tonight.
You know, I mean, like I say, so that's what the kids don't need to see.
We
Need to
don't.
come together regardless of if we friends or
We
we
too
hate each
personal.
other. It gotta be hey, when it come to them,
Right.
it's just me and you. It ain't nobody else.
So they need a united front.
Right.
Yeah.
Regardless if
Absolutely.
you can be in a relationship with your
Be cool.
Our
baby
Civil
mama,
War
baby
has
daddy.
nothing to do with the kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So if there's not none of that, it can't be. Well, my kids come here.
Mm-mm.
That if I'm telling them to do something and they don't like what I'm telling them, then they
Listen
go in
to
there
your
and call
dad.
mom.
Yeah, they shouldn't have
And
a
then mom come over there and pick them up, talking about, oh, you doing them like this. What are you allowing me
to
to
gain
instill
favor.
in my house? You can't run my house.
Yeah.
That's funny. I am guilty of that.
Mhm.
I am. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure. I'm guilty of that. Like, my
Told you.
son had his phone snatched 19 times. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But when he get ready to come to me, I'm like, where you from? Oh, mom took it. Okay, I'll be right back.
Kid, what I say?
So are you paying the phone bill, and that's why you
Yeah.
went to go
No,
get it?
no, I didn't go get it. I just felt like,
Why you took his
yeah,
phone
right.
and
Right,
I'm
he
paying the
lost
bill?
the reason
I
it
didn't
was
get the memo.
unjust.
I didn't get the memo that his phone was taken or none of that, so I went to go find
A
out.
lot of time the
Now what I would
punishment
do
don't
is
fit the
say,
crime.
this is what I say, I'm guilty of it because I'll say, okay, give it to him for the weekend while he's with me.
Mm-mm.
Now, when
Mhm.
he get back, snatch it.
But what are you teaching him by doing that?
That he could get away with it. That's why I say I'm guilty of it. That he could get away with it with me, but not everything he can. Because the minute now she knows, hey, this is what
Cause
he
like
doing.
Learn
let
that
me say
loophole
this
to
here.
every
These
law.
life lessons. So you get in trouble at home, you get punished. In the real world, you break the law, you get punished. You don't get to leave jail for the
But you have
weekend.
to
There ain't no
explain to the
furlough.
new warden
I
of the
agree
new
with that. That's
prison
why I say I
what your
take.
charges were. Your mama said you did what? If it
Yeah.
don't sound that bad, then yeah, you can get your freedom here. But it's certain stuff that you gonna say that we gonna be like,
Nah,
you
I
can't
agree.
say that to your
This,
mama.
yeah, yeah,
Like, I
exactly.
don't fool with her neither. But you said what? Nah, you got to get that
Yeah,
right.
you
You
get
can
that
stay
Yeah.
right.
here long as you need to, but whenever you ready, you need to tell your mama better than that. I know you didn't say what you just told me you said.
Cause sometimes kids try to play parents against
Against
each
each
other,
other.
and
That happens a
kids
lot.
have a major impact on relationships. You know what I'm saying? So like, if your child is coming over to our house and your child is disrespectful or they're not following rules, you don't want your girlfriend or your boyfriend to say no.
In your
I'm glad
house.
that you brought that up. Okay, so I have a friend, a really close friend. We were talking, and she has a boyfriend who has a child. Well, it's a teenager, and the daughter is getting into it with mom at home. So she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave my mama house and I'm gonna come to my daddy house. But do you feel like if the daughter gets punished at mom house, should the punishment carry over to dad, or is dad wrong for allowing her to escape mom house and to come over here and do what she want to do?
She's gonna experience a different way of life. Dad ain't gonna have certain amenities that you had at mom, and you gotta learn that as a
No,
child.
dad has all the amenities, and dad is the one that's allowing her to. Cause my friend problem is, if she got in trouble at her mama house, she should be still punished over
Is she
here.
disrespecting mama?
Whatever, as a
I get
teenager,
what you're
probably
saying. I get
so.
what
I
you're
don't
Right.
saying.
know
'Cause
what the situation is.
He should be the
Basically,
man.
Can I
she
say
got in
that?
You
trouble at
can't
mom
disrespect
house
your mama. I don't
and
care if
left
I
her. Well,
don't
I'm gonna
like
go
Can I
stay
her.
with
say
my
this?
daddy now.
I'm not gonna say what needs to be said because this is some ugly shit that I gotta tell you, and it's gonna hurt your feelings. But you gotta hear this.
You
Right.
gotta listen.
This is
And
the
like
only way
my
you gonna grow.
my
Somebody gotta say
my
it that
daddy
love you.
told me. My daddy told me that about my stepdad was like, look, you over there, I'm over here.
Like mama
You
don't
have
want
to
to cut us
respect
sometimes. Daddy
what
don't
he
give a
say.
damn.
You
Yeah.
know, I could have been rebellious in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I really was. I was.
My
You ain't
dad,
my daddy.
my dad was a
This,
hating ass
but
nigga.
at the end of the day, mom must have reported that to my daddy. Daddy come back. Hey, you can't do that over there, boy.
My mama told us we better not never fix our lips to say you ain't my daddy.
Yep.
My daddy was
The
a
way
real
my mama and
hating
them
ass
grew
nigga.
up,
Like he was
it's
really
like
weak.
different sets, you know, like it's like 14 of them, my mama
Oh
and her
damn,
siblings.
they strong.
So you got the first half from the first dad, then the second half from the second dad. So them first kids, my mama said she never knew what a step daddy or a step sister or a half.
Right.
A teacher at school taught her that.
Mhm.
But see, that's
I was gonna
another
say,
thing.
where
Like,
did
It's
we
not.
learn that
It's the
from?
household, how you
Yeah.
raised.
Where did that
Cause
come from?
my grandmother had beef with my daddy other children, and she would go to church all the time, and then say, "Them other kids ain't your sister." Like,
that's petty.
and as I got older, I was like, they cool. They didn't get in this shit. Like they mama was doing some shit. Like my daddy was doing some shit. They was both on some slimy shit.
See,
Like
shame on your
we don't have
grandma
no
for
right to
saying that.
treat
Like, you
with
should
them.
never teach a kid division in a
Right.
family. You know what I'm
still
saying?
got your picks and your chooses, but as I get older, you develop your own
She should have never said
mindset
that
on
to you
what's
as a
what.
child.
Right. But you believe that though. And I'm not mad at you, but as a man, we gonna just agree to disagree, Greg. Like that's where being a man is important. Like I gotta be so confident and like loving being a man that I'm cool with disagreeing with women I respect and love. Like I
So,
feel
at
what you're
what
saying.
age did you get to the point where you can have control over your emotions and you can agree to disagree?
Like recently.
Because that's something that I know that men don't often communicate,
Absolutely.
you know, and
We act out.
I think we spoke on this earlier before we started rolling the cameras, you know, growing up, and it's different generations that experience different things. Growing up, men are taught, oh, you better not cry, or you better not show weakness, or you can't be emotional. And I think that it has nothing to do with a woman raising a boy and the boy being emotional, but like a boy can grow up with his dad and the dad can be telling him, you a boy, toughen up, but he done broke his arm. Why can't he cry? What's wrong with him
Like when you
crying?
didn't know if you was gonna be able to pay the mortgage and you was feeling low, why you ain't let me see how you handled that? You was so embarrassed that you hid, and I never seen a man like productively work his way through his problems. A child only know act out and you will get the attention you want. If I'm angry, I gotta show y'all I'm angry. I'ma slam something. Now what's wrong with you? Yes, that's you get results. This is how mad I am. How hard you heard that hit, that's how mad I am. And we need to learn like that's not how
Right.
you communicate in life. And black men, we just
Yeah,
do
we're
that
angry.
because we don't know that we supposed to do something else. Ain't nobody tell us
And that's our culture. Like,
not
people
only to
don't
use the
teach
words, but
you
what words do I need to use?
Express yourself, because I think this goes back to slavery.
Mhm.
So much bad stuff was going on that you know how they say what goes on in this house stay in this house. I think that
Mhm.
comes from slavery. Like, master will
Mhm.
come in there and rape you. You better not say nothing. You better keep your mouth closed. But your husband know that you got raped by master because now you got this mixed looking baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like you're taught to be mistreated and not say anything. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
remember it was like sounds for me. When my parents are fighting, certain sounds I hear, and it's gonna be so much talk, and then you're gonna start hearing like physical stuff is happening. And as a child, you grow up, and that's just how confrontation
You think that's
was
how you're supposed to
processed.
handle?
They're gonna say a couple of words, and somebody gonna get hit. Like that's how I thought every argument was gonna end. The first time I saw two people fuss and yell at each other and then part ways amicably, I was blown away. I was like, you can do that? Like you can scream at somebody, say how you feel, and then turn around and then just go home? Like I just said what I said.
I think sometimes, you know, whether it be the woman or the male, you gotta learn when to pick the battle and learn when to walk away.
But period, I
Ain't
shouldn't have
nothing wrong
even
with
had
losing
to
a battle the
misprocess
woman or the
that.
woman losing
That
a
what I
battle
was
to the
hearing,
man.
you can't control it because you didn't know I'm hearing that through the wall and how it sounded to me. But this is going in my data processing, like how arguments work.
So with y'all being dads, and this is just from my own observation of life, a lot of times men don't learn, well, I'm gonna just say people in general don't learn a lot of things when they're growing up. Parents don't teach their kids everything. Like you say, this is grown, go in the room. But at what point do you teach your kids? Because they turn 18 and they be like, in this culture, 18 you get out. But when do we teach them how to be adults? When do we
Right.
teach them how to manage their emotions? When do we teach them
I
how to
started
be
doing it
men,
now. It
how
ain't
to
never
be
too
a
late
woman?
to right some wrongs. Like we didn't know how to do it before, And now that we're slowly learning, turn it on. Like, yeah, you should have been there already, but being there late is better than not showing up at all. Like, you showed that you actually care about the situation. You didn't know that you should have been there early because parking was going to be crazy because you ain't been coming to the doggone conferences long enough. But the fact that you went on and got in that traffic and put your little nice suit on, you a father that's making an impression on the child and the community. Like, okay, this nigga trying. Like, he actually trying to make it right. And the child is going to find their person that's going to teach them the cool way to be productive.
Yeah, we can't expect the schools to teach the kids everything. So at some
Kids
point,
find their own role models growing up.
they do, but they might not be the right ones.
I mean, they can, but if that dad is there,
Daddy might not be
They
that
gonna
cool.
pick up from him.
He's gonna pick up from him.
Right.
Why? I don't care if she is with another guy or not. At the end of the day, I'm the father.
Absolutely.
How important is it to have daddy in the child life? Is it just as important as having mama? Or do you think mama have more weight?
It's equally important.
It's equally yoked.
Mm-hmm.
Both parents bring something to the table that the other can't provide.
Yeah, I think it's equally yoked.
I can't match what you bring to the table. Like, I can't like cover your end. I don't even know what be in your bag. But I know to successfully bring people into the world, we gotta both pour our whole bag out on this table with this child and take our time explaining it to him. There's some shit in this bag we don't even understand.
Go back to what you say. When do you start teaching them? You teach them from the minute they can start talking and understanding and comprehending.
So it's not too early to teach them certain things?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. They like sponges.
Your child is
They do
gonna
pick
react
up
the way
everything.
you treat him. I used to talk to my little nephew when he was a baby and talking baby talk like he was my age. I'm like, bro, you can't be talking like that. You gonna get deported or something, bro. Like, and I'm just sitting there chopping it up with him, and now the way he speaks is very articulate. Because the person that reared him never went through
That baby talk.
You wanna get something to drink? Nigga, you want something to drink? You thirsty? You don't know how to say it yet, but just give me a signal. Like, you want something to drink? You hungry? Come on.
So before we wrap this up, the last thing I want to touch on is providing. So as a father or as a parent, we do know, like in the judicial system, the child usually go with mom and dad pay child support.
Right.
You know, what do you think about that?
I think it should be equally. You know, I don't mind paying, or I don't think that it should be the father paying everything, especially if he's in the kid life. Now I can see if it's a dad that ain't, like you say, F the kids, F you, I ain't doing nothing, blah blah blah, don't spend no time. Then yeah, them the ones you go tax. But the ones that's there and they're showing you that, hey, I'm here, I'm this and that, y'all should have a common ground. And not let these people get in our lives and our system and expose everything.
Coming back to my point.
For you to get back
Peer
to
manipulated
a major dollar.
by this system, by this government.
Take away from the
This government.
take away from the dead to benefit your pocket.
Right.
I think it should be, hey, I gotta live, you gotta live. Let's come to a common ground. And
Because that made me think about the basketball player. I don't know his name. He's a young dude. He's a star basketball player. He had a baby with this girl, and he didn't want a baby with her, so he ended up paying his child support up for 18
That's
years.
Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards, that's his name, yeah.
What do y'all think about that situation?
Very
Like, he's not going to be...
problematic preventing. That was troubleshooting. He handled his business, and if he could still be there.
Yeah.
But I've taken care of the responsibility, so deadbeat won't ever be thrown into the conversation. I could probably become more present. He's still an immature basketball player.
Yeah.
So he can't so totally
But
commit
how
to
does
being
that
a great
affect the
father.
daughter,
Yeah, I was just
knowing
gonna
that
say, like, yeah.
he doesn't want... Like, I didn't
He
want
didn't technically say that.
I didn't...
I paid up front.
But let's just say, as a child, and I know we
Right.
got to wrap it up real
It
quick.
depends on how that
but
child is
I
explained.
don't want to have nothing to do with your mama. I'm going to pay this money off right now. Do you think that child is going to be affected by him not being there physically?
Depending on how that child looks at their mama by the time she grows up. It's a reason why them girls be snapping at them mamas, because they watch them over years and they don't even respect what they see.
What would you... I'm asking you the question now.
Okay.
So, depending on when she grows up, what about when she get 5, 6, or 7 and somebody else is raising, and then she's told at 18, 19 that that's not your real dad?
not about the biological sperm donor. The person that has taught you how to be productive and like how to bring out the best you is your teacher. And you can call them dad or uncle or whatever you give them names. That's your own personal thing. But whoever influences you and impacts you, that's your parent. That's your guardian.
Okay, that's a good answer. Okay.
All right. So before we wrap it up, what do you want to close with?
Hey, I just want to say that, ladies, gentlemen, come together, raise your child, leave the drama alone because we're only affecting them mentally, and love our child.
Gotcha. What about you, OCG?
Men, black women, stop treating each other like ops and doing the work of the cops. Like basically, that's your strongest ally in life. No one in the world loves you like that other like that black woman. Black man loves that black woman like nobody else really respects and loves you. Don't let these folks trick us into thinking that we should battle that person. There should never be. I'm gonna expose her. Like I said, I'm gonna keep her secrets to the end of time because this is my crazy woman. This is my overweight girl. This is my like bipolar. Whatever you got going on, you mine. And I'm gonna hold it down and we gonna fix it together.
Yeah.
As opposed to ha, you do this funny. That's why I say the government tricked us. It offered us like revenue as opposed to building your community and your man, fuck having like pride in your community. Man, how about you buy a whole nother house in a different neighborhood if you don't like the folk over there? But I teach them how to be better neighbors. Look, I got some land over here. It's not your people, but we do it different. And they teach us how to be how they want us to be.
Right. All right. Well said, well spoken. So, thank you guys for joining me on Lay It on the Line. And to our viewers, my last, I guess, feedback from what I received today is don't think that black men don't want to be a part of their children's lives, because we have two fathers right here that are saying that it is important to have a father in their child's life. So if you are a mother, whether you made a decision to be with this person or that man decided that he didn't want to be with you, if y'all have kids together, put y'all foolishness to the side to be parents, to raise your children. Don't let YouTube raise your children, but you two together, y'all can come to an agreement and raise y'all children. Thank y'all so much for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's been real.
Lay it on the line, talk through our problems. Let's try resolving them. Should we even try? Meet me halfway, and I'll give you time. Lay it on the line, show me your heart, and I'll show you mine. If we want this, if we need this, then let's lay it on the line. Settle down, let's try to talk it out. Let's figure out what all the fuss about. You had your turn, now it's mine.